Hi, my name's Camille, and recently I read the A Court of Thorns and Roses trilogy by Sarah J. Maas. And I loved this series so much that I decided to share my experience reading it with the lovely reader people. With no further ado, here is my A Court of Thorns and Roses reading experience. Spoiler warning, if you have not finished the entire trilogy, please do not watch this video unless you like spoilers. If you like spoilers, then go on, watch this video, it'll be full of them. First off is A Court of Thorns and Roses. In all honesty, I did not like this book at all. It took me the entire third quarter of school to finish it. Yeah. Not a good sign. There are several key reasons that I did not like this book. Number one, I did not like basically any of the main characters. I did not like Feyre at all. The entire time I was just thinking, oh my god, she is so stupid. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's just a damsel in distress. In no way, shape, or form could I relate to Feyre, her problems. She just seemed, I don't know. I hated Feyre throughout 99% of this book. Another main character is Tamlin. Now, I get everybody hates Tamlin in the later books, but I feel like a bunch of people liked him in the first book. Not me. I never liked Tamlin. I didn't like him when he was nicer, I didn't like him in the beginning, I didn't like him in the ending. Nowhere in this book did I ever think to myself, oh my gosh, I love Tamlin, or oh, Tamlin, he's cool. No, he always annoyed me. I did like Alice. She was sweet and nice. She was probably one of my favorite characters in this book. I like the way that she treated Feyre and how she helped her, and I feel like Alice was an all-around nice lady, or fairy. Rhysand in this book, I didn't really understand what to think of him. He was all mysterious. He just very much intrigued me and I didn't know what to think of him. I think that my favorite character in the first book was definitely Lucien because I related him to the most. He may have been an asshole to Feyre, but that was just because, she killed his friends, and I understood that, like, if you killed my friend, I wouldn't automatically be drawn to you, but he was still a good person, and I was drawn to that. The second reason that I didn't like this book very much was because throughout 90% of it, I was either bored or just face-palming. I feel like the beginning of the book had a lot of promise, like, with Feyre hunting and stuff, yeah, I was kind of bored on that, but I was like getting to it because I could feel the suspense drawing, and when she killed what was it, Centurion, I think? Maybe. When she killed him, and I was like, ooh, so it's about to go down, and then when she got to the family, even though I didn't like Nesta and Elaine, their characters still intrigued me, and her family dynamics definitely intrigued me, and when she went to sell the furs and all that stuff, I was definitely excited, and when she was learning about the fairies, and then the children of the blessed, I was like, ooh, this is gonna be good. And then Tamlin came, and he busted into her cottage and stole her. I was like, yes, this is it. The plot's about to get real. Everything's about to bust into action. I was ready. I was ready for the ride. I had my seatbelt buckled. But nope. Nothing happened. I was so prepared for Above the Wall, but it was so boring. Feyre repeatedly made stupid decisions. Throughout most of the book, there was nothing really happening. So those were the main problems I had with this book, that it was boring and I found like most of the characters unlikable, but the good parts of this book were very good. Like, for instance, the surreal scene, I thought that was amazing. What really takes the cake in this book is Under the Mountain. Under the Mountain is when I truly began to fall in love with Rhysand, because all the things he was doing, I could see how it was to protect her, like giving her the wine so she wouldn't remember, and how he had to keep up appearances. But what I didn't understand was why he was so drawn to Feyre of all people. I thought that it was the case of she's the main character, all of the guys love her, but it wasn't. So I'm glad All the trials were amazing. The final trial was shocking. When she unveiled the guy, I was completely not expecting it to be Tamlin. I was shook. Yeah. My favorite scene in this entire book was when Feyre stabs Tamlin right through the heart. Good shit. It would have only been made better if Tamlin had actually died. The riddle, I did not like the riddle very much. Let me see if I can find it. So the riddle is, for though each of my strikes lands a powerful blow, when I kill, I do it slow. But scorned I become, a difficult beast to defeat. But I bless all those who are brave enough to dare. And then the answer was love? Question mark. I guess it kind of makes sense, but I was expecting so much better. I actually didn't understand that Feyre had died for like a little while. I think I was because I didn't like read it quick enough, because I was like, oh my god, reading it. But then she was like, I'm dead, and I was like, what? I was so confused. Overall thoughts. As you can tell, this book is my least favorite in the series. I think while it may be my least favorite, it was very necessary to get everything rolling for the second one and the third one and set everything up. So I'm glad that it exists. I don't hate this book with a fiery passion. I feel like I didn't appreciate it when I was reading it because I'm a very character-driven reader, and so if I don't like the characters, it takes me out of the book. There is so much foreshadowing in this book that I feel the need to almost reread it. If I ever get the chance to, I definitely want to reread this and see all the little lines of foreshadowing. Well, yeah, least favorite book in the trilogy, but it was necessary. On to the next one. A Court of Mist and Fury. I loved this book so much. I read it as soon as I got home from finishing Thornes and Roses. So I got home, I unboxed this little book, and then I got right to reading it. And I finished it in about 4 days. Yeah, all of this. Because it was so good. I just sat down and I read and I read. While reading this, I actually did a reading vlog where I vlogged my experiences as I read it. So I'll just put that in place of me going through each of this. While reading this book, that's the time when I shaved my head. So at the very beginning, I'm gonna have hair, then I'm gonna have no hair and be 100% bald. Then I'm gonna I don't know if I'll have grown any hair by then, but I'll sometimes wear a scarf, so my hair's kind of while through these vlogs. So yeah, without further ado, here is my A Court of Mist and Fury reading vlog. It's only been 10 pages in and Tamlin's already annoying me. This is off to a great start. Okay, so I'm reading this book and it's like 4 whole pages of sex, and I'm like, ew. So yeah, okay, I've realized that Feyre uses the insult prick a lot. Like, is that her go-to insult? Like, she can't think of anything else. She says prick, prick. God, good to know you're still a prick, Lucian. And then she was calling Rhysand like, oh, prick, 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 prick. And Rhysand was like, can you please not call me a prick? Or something like that. Like, come on, Feyre. Increase your vocabulary of insults, please. Okay, here's a quick Tamlin rant. Like, they're telling like, oh, give him time. He watched you die. It's so hard. He needs to get his stuff together. And like, okay, I get that the girl you love died, and like, I know that's gonna have some effect on you, but that doesn't give you the right to be controlling of her. I mean, what type of person keeps you from living your life? That's not a healthy relationship right there, and it shouldn't be happening. And I get that she needs to learn how to hold herself as a fairy and not embarrass the court, but that she shouldn't be cooped up in the castle because Tamlin isn't ready for that. Tamlin can't do this. You need to give Tamlin time. Tamlin can go Sorry, I don't like Tamlin very much, if you couldn't tell. Can we just get to where she goes to the night court, please? Alright, I had a theory. So, what if on her wedding day is the day that Rhysand comes and takes her? That will be like, what? Like, oh, they're about to get married, then Rhysand's like, oh, I own you, I'm taking my week right now. That would be amazing. I'm calling it. It's my prediction of the day right there. Rhysand's gonna blow the wedding. Okay, I have another theory. Is Rhysand, like, so good at reading minds and stuff because he's the High Lord of the Night Court, and what happens when people are at night? They sleep. And what happens when you sleep? You dream, and, like, dreaming is kind of like, I don't know. This sounded much better in my head, but, like, dreams happen in your mind. It's like dreams, night, and he can, like, read minds. Kind of. He has, like, really good mental, like, stuff. Like, 11 is quaking, shaking at Rhysand. But, I don't know. This sounded better when I said it to myself. Ignore this theory. Okay, so here's another theory. Yeah, I know, I'm on theory fire today. It's kind of a theory, not really a theory. I'm just gonna get to it. I got this from my friend Anna. Like, she gave me, like, a little bit of grimace, but I wasn't really paying attention. Sorry, Anna. So, you know how a court of, it's kind of like Beauty and the Beast. And, you know, we all thought that Tamlin was obviously the Beast. What if Tamlin's not the Beast, but Gaston? And Rhysand is the Beast. Like, if you think about it, it makes sense. Like, who's actually been out there for her the entire time? Rhysand, always protecting her. Even when you think he's doing something like, oh, that's Rhysand, he's a bad guy, you really think about it, he's doing something good. Like, when he kidnapped her just now from the wedding, she asked, and she was about to say no to Tamlin. If she had said no, all hell would have broken loose. And he drugged her with the wine so that she wouldn't, cause, like, he's a good guy, and, like, he's always doing, I love Rhysand so much, sorry, and I fucking hate Tamlin. Sorry, he just annoys me. I don't hate him. He's not a bad guy. He just doesn't know how to do stuff correctly, and he's always up in his feelings. Okay. But yeah, Tamlin's Gaston, and then Rhysand is the Beast, and then, like, oh, the reason he's the Beast is because, oh, everybody thinks he's evil, like, everybody thought the Beast was evil, but no. And I bet Tamlin's gonna have to do, like, a thing where he's like, everybody, let's go kill the Beast, or Rhysand, and they're all gonna, like, barge, and then, yeah, it's gonna be, like, Tamlin versus Rhysand, and, you know, Rhysand's gonna win, because he's my husband, and, like, mind over bodily strength any day. But yeah, that's my thing. Like, it was all a big fake out when you're like, oh, that must be it. Because there's no Gaston in the first book, and you can't have Beauty and the Beast without Gaston. So it was all just a big fake out on who was who. So, yep, Tamlin's not the Beast, he's actually Gaston. Oh, another thing, because he was the one trying to marry Feyre. You know who else tried to marry Feyre? I mean, you know who else tried to marry Belle? You guessed it, Gaston. Come on. I'm right. Or am I right? I'm right, I know. If I'm wrong, this is gonna be like, oh, she's so stupid. But yeah, okay. Try to read it, Feyre. Prick. I heard what you said. Prick. 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 You're a prick, Rysand. Only call me a prick when your shields are back up. Prick I might be, but look at you. Tell the pricks I'll be there in a few hours. You'd be calling me a prick pretty damn fast. I learned those pricks worked my mother until she died. Okay, so I'm just now realizing if Rhys could, like, read her mind before she learned how to put up the barriers, does that mean he could, like he knew when they were having sex? I could just imagine his Rhys getting so annoyed because all he hears is Tamlin. Yes, Tamlin. Oh my god. That's hilarious. Oh, poor Rhys.
Oh my god. Tamlin, he... Give me a minute, please. No. Tamlin freaking locked her in the palace. He made it so she couldn't get out. I guess he didn't even think how draining that could be for somebody who was freaking held in a cage and oh my... That just made me really mad. Oh my... I don't know what went through his mind that made him think that was a good idea. Thank God for Rysand. Oh my god, and she was panicking. Oh my god. Whew. I hope Tamlin fucking feels like shit right now. I love more. I love Alice. Alice got her out. I love Alice. She's the best. I need Rysand to, like, kill Tamlin now. That would be nice. Okay, I gotta get back to this.
Okay, what Tamlin did was a real dick move, obviously. But I'm glad he did it because it made Feyre realize what a horrible relationship she's in. And now she is full-time at the Night Court. And, you know, I can deal with that. I'm happy with that. I love Rhys. I feel like he's a good guy, you know. So, thanks, Tamlin, for letting Feyre see how heinous a person you truly are. So I'm reading this one scene and Feyre's puking and Rysand is holding her hair back, and then they mentioned that she's puking into a toilet. And I'm like, wait a minute, when does this take place? Did they even have indoor plumbing? Like, I feel like that's something that they wouldn't have had yet. I don't know, it's just one of those weird things that got me thinking, would they have had indoor plumbing? Like, when does this even take place? It's like an alternate dimension, but, like, they still have castles and queens, and I know they didn't have indoor plumbing back in, like, medieval times, so it's weird. I just, like, had to just take me out of it for a second. Okay, indoor plumbing, alright. Okay, Rysand and Feyre just need to get their stuff together and get together already. Like, they're both obviously unhappy, especially Feyre. And, like, I know Rysand feels something, or else he wouldn't do all this stuff for her. And, like, I know they're mates. Come on. Just get together already. Stop beating around the bush. Gosh. So Feyre and Amren were both saved by the water wraiths, and they said, our sister's debt is paid. I'm like, because she gave the stuff to the one she was starving and she couldn't pay. I'm like, I knew that was gonna come back at some point. I don't know, it just made me happy. Like, you know, she got some good karma, and the good karma came back to her. Yeah, that's good. Good job, Feyre. Good job being a good person, unlike Tamlin. Okay. Alright, so I just finished that entire sequence with Summer Court and Tarkin or Tarquin. I don't know. I'm gonna say Tarkin. I'm sorry if it's Tarquin or something completely different, like Tarquinian. Sorry. Okay, well, I just finished that entire sequence, and I don't know, I really like let's call him Tartar. And, like, I feel like Tartar I want more of him. I hope he isn't just gone. I hope he comes back. I really like him. I think he's a cool dude, cool character. He seems really sweet and nice. And like, I just want more of him because he's awesome. Yeah. Hot-headed fools and arrogant pricks. That silent voice within the bonded self. Prick. The prick can't decide. So the human queens finally agreed to meet with Feyre and all of them. And so they had asked for these like stuff that they had to do. They had to meet at 11 o'clock on the dot. No earlier, no later. And they wanted like a layout of the house where everything was, where the furniture was, all the windows, all the doors. And then it says here, the queens could winnow. And I'm sitting here like, wait, what? If they're humans, how can they winnow? That's crazy because you have to have power to winnow. Does that mean that they have powers or something? That makes no sense. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Okay. That's crazy. That's really crazy. Alright. Gotta get back to it. Okay, so when Moore asked the queens how they could winnow, they said, "It is our secret and our gift from your kind." Does that mean, like, maybe during the war, like, the Fae gifted the power of winnowing? Because if that, can they even do that? Is that something they can do? They can just give them the power? Our gift from your kind. Maybe there was some Fae blood in their bloodlines. Like, maybe back in the war, a high Fae or something, like, had a child with a human, and then that blood is in the Fae lines. I don't know. I hope we figure it out. You liked seeing me naked too much. Prick. Prick. Lucian
I'm
snarls.
shook. I'm shooketh. So shook. You don't even know. Oh my god. She has the wings. Lucian was like trying to get her to come back. And then she grew wings. And now she has wings. She's the Illyrian wing. She has wings.
Proved those Illyrian pricks wrong. If you don't marry her, you stupid prick, I will. I'd hissed, jotting down, prick.
So they got Valeris. And it's all because of those queens. They freaking told her. I don't get why they would do that. Like, I honestly see no sane. What is their reasoning to why they would like not trust Reese and go to her King Hype? I don't get it. Why? And then now Valeris isn't safe anymore. And now, okay, but when Feyre killed the adder, I was like, yes, girl. Like, maybe that says something about me. But he had it coming a while ago, and so I'm glad. Yes, but damn. This is just as bad as when the Weasley Burrow was attacked by Voldemort. It's like it's that level. Like Valeris was the safe place, some place where you couldn't get to. That was their home, and then their home got oh god. Okay.
Okay, so we finally get a chapter from Rhysand's point of view. I've been waiting for this the entire book. I was like, we should get other people's point of view. Like, in like, what's it called? The Thunderclass series, we started getting chapters on the people's point of views. I'm like, ooh, I want chapters from other point of views than this set. Let me hear Rhysand. Now finally, Rhysand's perspective. Yes, I'm so pumped. But it's just like, okay. I honestly can't believe that they did that. They turned her sisters into fairy, yeah. And then, is the mating bond really broken? I thought that was something that like couldn't break. That's crazy. And yeah, I want Feyre to kill Tamlin. Yeah, I want to kill him, winnow back to the Court of Dreams, and then live happily ever after with Rhysand. And then, like, maybe once Lucian comes to his senses, he can come back and get with Elaine. And then I just need to give Cassian a hug. Cassian needs a hug because his wings are gone. Okay, I'm gonna read this chapter now. Bitch. Feyre's High Lady of the Night Court. Sorry. She's High Lady, yes. Reese always has a plan. They've always got a plan. I knew they didn't break that mating bond. I just said it because it's impossible. Yes. Yes. Yeah, it's that good. I took off my, whatever that thing's called, scarf. Yes. Okay, so I just finished A Court of Mist and Fury, and all I can say is ooh. Ooh, it's so good. It's so good. I need the next book, like, immediately. Immediately. And so I was gonna wait and actually buy the hardcover copy. Not a hardcover, just a physical copy. I don't care if it's hard or paperback. But, like, I just need the next book, so I'm just gonna get it on Kindle. Okay, so those are basically my thoughts on A Court of Mist and Fury. There's not much else for me to say besides this book made me fall in love with Feyre. I no longer hated her throughout. I definitely like Feyre a lot more now than I did throughout Thornes and Roses. Oh, I absolutely adore the new characters. Cass, Moore, Azriel, Cameron. I loved them so much. Each of them brought so much. And I loved them. They were amazing additions to the story. And in the vlog, I was like obsessed because like, oh no, I thought Cassian had lost his wings. He didn't lose his wings. They were just shredded. I know that now. Mist and Fury is definitely my favorite book in this trilogy, and it has a special place in my heart forever. Finally, we have A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. So I don't have the actual physical copy of this book because I could not wait to order it on Amazon, so I just got it off Kindle. On to my thoughts. The first part of this book takes place in the Spring Court, and Feyre's acting was just hilarious. Like, on the outside she'd be like, oh, I love you, Tamlin. But on the inside she's like,
I hate all of you, and I'm just doing this so I can get back to my mate. I am High Lady of the Night Court.
Honestly, I didn't catch on to the fact that Feyre was being poisoned. I feel like I was just too immersed in what she was doing. Like, I noticed the headaches, and I thought, oh, that's really weird. She never got headaches before from doing her magic, but now she does. I guess that should have tipped me on, but it didn't. And then I thought that the fact that the bond was like muggy, I thought that was because of the distance and the fact that the other bond had been broken, so I didn't really read into it. When Feyre was reunited with all of her Night Court pals, it was so amazing. When Feyre and Lucien were being like demolished by Lucien's brothers, it's like, oh no. Then Cass and Azriel came
Like, haha, not our High Lady.
and they're like, boom, boom, boom. I was like, yes, get them, save Feyre. I love reunitions. Reunitions? Is that what it's called? Okay, the meeting of the High Lords. When they first mentioned how they were going to try to get a meeting, I was pumped and ready and waiting for it. Like, oh, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? I'm ready. I'm ready. I need all the High Lords together because I know some shit is about to go down with all of them together. I knew something was going to happen, and I was not disappointed. Oh my gosh. So there's a scene like after they have their first meeting where Helion comes and then says hi to the Night Court people, the pals, and then Feyre just puts two and two together with given information that Helion is actually Lucien's true father. Then she just doesn't do anything with this information. Like, Feyre, you are such a hypocrite.
Oh, Feyre is so hypocritical. She gets mad at Lucien whenever he reads something from her. Like, do you remember with that he didn't tell you were a mate, and how you had to freaking go and leave for a couple of days and just get over yourself, even though you were in the middle of a war that was about to start, and then you have this critical information, and you don't think, oh, maybe I should tell Lucien his dad's not really his dad. You think, oh no, I should just keep it to myself, keep it between me and Lucien. It's not important. Girl, if somebody had information to tell you about
So, more sexuality. So, I understand now how she's having this love triangle thing with Kaz and Az, and it's because she's gay and she's trying to hide it. She's scared and she doesn't want to tell her family because they still have power over her even though she's separate from them. But what is absolutely unacceptable is the way she treats Azriel and Cassie. Azriel has been in love with her for centuries and she just lets it go on. She should just tell him straight, there's no chance we are ever going to be together. She doesn't need to explain why, just that it can never happen, because she's been basically leading him on for centuries, and that is just wrong. It's a horrible thing to do to a person. It's unacceptable the way she's treating people as if they don't have emotions as real as hers. She can't play with people like this, even though she thinks she's doing the right thing. Zuriel's death was completely horrible, and I hate Ianthe with all of my heart. Okay, let's get to the battle scenes. The battle scenes were amazing. They were so descriptive. I felt like I was actually physically there. The final battle scene where they're losing to Hybern's army, they're basically surrounded, and then reinforcements come. Rhys died. I was distraught. I couldn't think clearly, and I was like texting my friends like, oh my god, my baby, Rhys is dead. I was truly freaking out, and they were like, ha 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 ha, keep reading, and I was like, he's dead, and like, yeah, he is, and I was like, no, and then in the back of my mind I thought, oh, maybe he's not really dead. No, that wouldn't happen. How would they even bring him back to life? And then they did bring him back to life. Whew, that was scary. I still believe that there's something off about Rhys. One can't just come back from the dead with nothing happening. Feyre did it, but it's different. She was human. They said it. It's like, oh, it's different because you're human, and he's not human. I don't know. There's something's gonna wrong. It can't just be perfect, huh? Can that happen? Is there such thing as happily ever after? The ending was like everything was perfect and they won, but everything's almost too perfect. Like while reading it, when it was switched to Rhys's point of view, I kept on waiting for something bad to happen. Maybe like a Frozen thing where he would be like, oh, if only there was someone who loved you. Or like in Supernatural when Sam lost his soul, maybe Rhys came back but without any emotions or something. But none of that happened, and I do think there's something wrong, but I don't, maybe I'm wrong and everything's fine and dandy, but I don't know. I don't trust it. Everything's too perfect. All the bows are a little bit too nice. Like how she didn't end it on a cliffhanger, like, oh, I appreciate that, even though there are some little plot points left for the next series that are a little left open, but I like how it ended the story. The major stuff was all wrapped up, and that was really nice, and I feel like it was a very enjoyable ending. Overall thoughts on Wings and Ruin. This book was the perfect conclusion to this trilogy. It's an open and shut case, as I said, with a little bit of plot points still left out for the next one, but you know what? It's a good trilogy. I'm happy. I loved this series. To me, I feel like it's up there with Harry Potter and The Mortal Instruments, two book series of which I love, as you can see from my respective shelves for them. But yeah, I very much enjoyed this series. Those are my overall thoughts on the series. I hope you enjoyed this video of me basically just fangirling about the series. I found it very enjoyable, but yeah, very good. Love this series so much. Well, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed my ACOTAR experience. If you liked it, like it. If you've got something to say about it, comment. If you want to see more of me, subscribe. That's all. Bye.